Welcome back to RT. Now, Syrian forces, supported by Russian fighter jets, have surrounded Islamic State terrorists near the strategic town of Akabat in Hama province. Russia has been conducting airstrikes in the area to destroy armoured vehicles and heavy weapons, and the terrorists who were trying to escape to their stronghold, the city of Deir ez-Zor, near the Iraqi border. We can get more information now with Syrian journalist Ala Ibrahim. He joins us. Good afternoon to you, Ala. Just run through for us, how significant is this development?
Well, it is very significant. It comes as part of an ongoing course of events where the Syrian army is advancing using a new tactic, where instead of trying to take large areas of the desert, they actually try to encircle large areas of the desert and cut off ISIL supply lines going into these areas, which will effectively cause the fighters of the radical group to either withdraw or actually put down their weapons and surrender themselves, and allowing the army to move at a quicker pace than trying to control everything. And this is, as I said, the last episode of success in as similar to previous experiences in the past few months, where the army has achieved control over large swaths of land in the deserts of central Syria using this tactic. Once the supply lines are completely cut off, then the army moves in to encircle them. When the ISIL fighters and vehicles try to flee, they became much easier targets for the Air Force, whether it is the Russian or the Syrian Air Force. Perhaps this is why in the past week the Russian Ministry of Defense reported that they destroyed over 700 targets belonging to terrorists in these areas of the country, because they were trying to withdraw and reallocate their forces and redeploy them to avoid being encircled and cut off by the Syrian army units. And this means now that the Syrian army is much closer than ever to breaking an ISIL siege on the city of Deir ez-Zor. The city of Deir ez-Zor is the provincial capital of eastern Syria. It has been under a full siege by ISIL for over 3 years now. The city itself is controlled, actually parts of the city are controlled by Syrian government forces, the Syrian army, but it has been fully encircled and fully besieged by ISIL fighters for the past 3 years, and it was from that area that ISIL launched attacks to take Palmyra and advance in the deserts of central Syria. It is considered one of the most important strongholds for ISIL throughout Syria and Iraq, actually, and maybe after Raqqa it is the second largest area, and we're speaking here about the parts of the city of Deir ez-Zor that ISIL controls. After Raqqa it is the second most important stronghold for ISIL, but in the parts under the control of the Syrian government, where the vast majority of the population lives, the circumstances are extremely complicated, extremely difficult. 3 years of siege have caused thousands of cases of malnutrition and sick people with little access to medication and treatment, and the humanitarian situation of these people is extremely grave, actually, and dangerous, and needs to be addressed quickly. So when the army achieves its goal of reaching the city of Deir ez-Zor and breaks ISIL siege there, it will be very good news for over 100,000 civilians still living there.
Thank you very much for the update. That was Ala Ibrahim, a Syrian journalist based in Damascus. Thank you.